Hey guys, Nick Clark here, welcome to Focus Fitness Training. Today we're doing my new video on single-sided training. Okay, now single-sided training is a thing that a lot of people don't tend to do. Okay, but it's definitely something you should start fitting into your training. Okay, because it can become very useful. It can become quite time efficient. Obviously, because if you're when you're doing single-sided training, you can work on one side and then move immediately to the next side. Once you've done that side, you then go back to the original side and then back to the other side. Again, depending on the sets and the reps that you're doing, on what your goal is. Now, whether that's muscle building, toning, and so on, it really depends on that individual's goal. Okay, but it can be quite time efficient because there's no sort of wasted motion. You're moving from one side to the other, and also that other side is then getting quite a limited amount of time of rest as well, which can also help spark basically new muscle gains, okay, with growth, looking more ripped, more power, okay, and strength, and so on. So it can be quite useful in sort of cutting down your time. But it can be also more challenging for the muscles. You know, you should try and fit it in every single workout. I mean, if you can't fit it in every single workout, it's not the end of the world. But obviously, for me personally, I try and fit it into most of my training when I go to the gym, or even if I'm training at home. I will try and fit some sort of single-sided training into what I'm doing, because I do find it is quite beneficial. Plus, it can help with your mind-muscle connection. Okay? You can feel that sort of contraction of the muscle much better. Because you want to be feeling a good mind-muscle connection. You want to be feeling from start to finish, because if you're not, then you're going to be sort of like, it's not going to be as effective. And I find having a better mind-muscle connection with doing single-sided training is a fantastic thing. Then again, you really should be having mind-muscle connection whatever training you're doing. But it's also good to sort of change your training around. Okay, if you're just staying with the same sort of stagnant thing, it can get quite boring, especially for the muscles. The muscles are quite smart, and they will know and sort of get bored eventually if you stick with the same thing. So if you keep things changed up, keep it fresh and new and challenging and exciting for the body, then it's never really going to be able to know what you're going to do. And even what I mean by that as well is, like, don't always do back and biceps. Maybe change it to biceps and triceps. Then go back to biceps and back and biceps. Sort of change it around. Keep it fresh. Don't always stick with something that you feel comfortable with. You have to go out your comfort zone to get better at these sort of things. And single-sided training can help with that. Like, even if you have a lagging muscle, or a muscle that's not as strong on one side, because you're always going to have one side that's slightly weaker than the other, but you can at least try and get the side that is slightly weaker up to as best as you can, so that there's not too much of an imbalance, or really any sort of imbalances at all. You want to try and get yourself more or less completely level. But like I say, there will always be maybe a slight weakness on one side. I mean, I'm predominantly right-handed, so I'm slightly stronger on my right side than I am my left. But obviously I do tend to do a bit more work on my left to try and make sure that I keep it up with my right side. But I mean, I'll show you some variations of some single-sided training. I mean, the most basic one you can do with a dumbbell, because you can do with a variation of equipment. You can do with dumbbells, chains, weight plates, stability balls, bands, kettlebells, and you can even mix them around. I'll have dumbbells and resistant bands to give you like a different strength curve, to give you something different to work on. So not only you've got a different strength curve to work with, you've then got something else where you have to literally concentrate on that muscle, make sure that you're doing it properly, and you can do it in good form. So sometimes even working single-sided can help with form as well. So it can help you improve the exercise that maybe you thought you were good at, but your form wasn't so good at. But one of the most basic ones you can do is a bicep curl. Okay? Now you don't want to use any momentum, you just want to curl up and then back down. You get a full extension of the arm as well. Okay, all the way up to the shoulder, back down, full extension. Like so. It even flexes the tricep at the bottom, helps with extra micro tears, so better gains. Also, but you can also see there's no momentum there, and I can feel that from start to finish as well, because like I have a good mind-muscle connection. So again, you swap sides, up to the shoulder, all the way back down, full extension, flex the triceps a little bit. And you can see, there we go. And that is just a basic one. That is just a general basic one for curls. Now if you're talking about the back of your arm, like triceps, you want to do things like maybe a single arm tricep kickback. Okay, so you assume your position, nice straight back, like so, and then kick back. Okay, now I'm holding it here because to show you there's no momentum. Okay, a lot of people tend to sort of try and sort of swing it, and obviously like then they're not getting the full contraction of the tricep. Okay, but once you've done that side, you then swap again, assume position, and do like so. Okay, but again, stopping to show there's no momentum. There we go. Again, that's just for the arms. Now, if you want to do something for your shoulders, it's more something like an overhead press. Okay, which again can be done single-sided. You press up, go down to about ear level, and okay, all to about 90-degree angle, and then push up. And make sure that you can actually handle the weight that you're using. Then you swap sides and do exactly the same on the other side. The thing is when you're doing your shoulder press or an overhead press, is you want your arms at around a sort of small, sort of forward, sort of 45-degree angle, sort of this sort of position, rather than sort of level with your sides or too far back, because the shoulder blades don't sit like that. They sit slightly forward like this. This is how they naturally sit in the proper anatomical position, so that when you're doing an overhead press, and it doesn't matter if it's with a barbell or 2 dumbbells or just 1 dumbbell, in single side training, you want your arms in this position, okay, because there's a way they sit back naturally. Because they don't, like I say, sit flat, they sit slightly forward, okay? So again, not too far back, not in line with your sides, but slightly forward, okay? It will focus more on the front of the shoulders, that exercise, pardon me, but again, it's a really good one to do, okay? But again, remember just have those arms slightly forward. That is one that's most of your variations for your arms. Now, obviously, if you're doing things for like your chest, now you can do 1-arm press-ups, or we will all know about 1-arm press-ups, but you can use cable machines as well. So if I had a bar with a cable, or I could do sort of cable crossover, and I could sort of pull in and go across, you know, and really feel the contraction in the chest. And if you do find that you feel that you can't feel the contraction very well, then when you can do things like pause reps, where you pause at the moment of your contraction, feel it, and then release it nice and slowly. Okay, and you continue that until you've done your reps. Once you've done that, you then move to the next side and do it on that side and pause. Okay, it's obviously a great way to train. Okay. Other ways are things like with your lower body. Okay, lower body has fantastic amount of variation for single-side training. The next one I'm going to show you, I just need to adjust the camera just slightly. Okay, so you can actually see from a slightly better view. Okay, it's called single leg Romanian deadlift. Okay, so keep back straight, go down, and back up. Try to drive the knee through so you get full extension. Okay, and and then obviously we swap sides. Now that's obviously for a single leg remaining deadlift. Now the next one I'm going to show you is called pistol or king squats, however you pretty much want to say it. And this one I found that I was quite sort of, not that I wasn't my best or strongest exercise, so I tend to work on it the last few months, and I've found that I've got a lot better at it. But I have had to use assistance when I first started, like with TRX machines and just holding on to the side of support or a bar or even a band maybe, you know, that can hold the weight. But I found that obviously what I'm doing in this one is great to do. Even just body weight is challenging for this exercise, especially if you don't do it a lot. And you will feel this in your quads after just a few sets. Okay, so you assume position. One leg comes off the floor. It's much more difficult because you've got balance. You've only got 1 point contact with the floor. Okay, so once you get your balance, arms out in front of you, you're down, nice and low, come back up, and back up, one more, and then back up. Okay, that's quite hard to do if you're not used to it. So if you're not used to it, a good way to do it is hold on to the side, okay, and get used to the exercise, okay, or hold on to something, even if it's just a wall, just to support yourself. And as you get better, you'll become stronger, okay, so the exercise will become easier, so you'll be able to make it harder for yourself, okay. And I find that is a great exercise to do, especially body weight. Even I find it hard with body weight of when you push yourself, because in this one, especially with body weight, you can push yourself harder and further, more than with weights. With weights, you tend to hit a sort of certain rep range where you're going to fail. Body weight, you're going to fail at some point, but you can push yourself slightly further. You can push it past that failure and go to a next level of failure. Right? You know, and push it and literally till you are going to collapse on the floor, but in a safe manner. But yeah, bodyweight training can sometimes be the better option, especially if you're training at home and you haven't got a lot of equipment. Using your own body in the right way is sometimes one of the most fantastic and best ways to train, especially if you're doing single-sided training. And for an exercise like that, bodyweight is the best way to start. Do not try it with other sort of apparatus until you've become much more accustomed and better with the exercise. Okay, but I mean, they're just some of the variations that you can use. But like I say, single-sided training can be great because it can be time efficient, so it can cut down your time within the gym. It can be more challenging for the body. You know, it's more exciting, and obviously the muscles are not going to know what to hit it because you really sort of have to focus. Plus they're going to have to work harder, and you can focus on any lagging muscles or any muscles that you feel that are not as strong as they could be. And that's why I find single-sided training is great. Plus, like I said, that mind-muscle connection can get so much stronger and so much better, obviously for just doing single-sided training. But there are so many variations of different single-sided training, curl-wise and triceps and legs. If I was listing them all right now, we'd be here for a very long time, and I do not think you want to be here all night, guys. So without further ado, that is the end of the video, guys, for single-sided training. Okay, if you want to see a more in-depth video or just purely on single-sided exercises, then let me know in the comment section below. But don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and here on the YouTube channel Focus Fitness. Make sure you hit that subscribe button in the link below, or hit the link that's going to appear above my head very soon. I will be linking some other videos up here very soon as well. If you haven't checked them out, make sure you do. Like I say, give it a thumbs up and a like if you did sort of like the video. Also, if you think it's going to help a friend or family member out, get them to subscribe so they can follow us every single step of the way as well. And like I said, don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can follow us every single step of the way as well and never miss any new content loaded on this channel. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up and a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in a few days with a brand new video.